Hello, Niles, and welcome. I'm your host, Charles Nelson, and for the next half hour, we're diving deep into the heart of Niles, Michigan, where small-town charm meets big-time spirit. From our beautiful parks and local events to the hidden gems that make our city unique, we'll explore what makes Niles the place to be. So sit back and let's celebrate everything Niles has to offer. You're listening to Hello, Niles on WNIL Radio, where community comes alive.
Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning here. Does spring have you sneezing and your allergies acting up? Well, it might be time to check your indoor air quality. At Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning, we've got solutions to help reduce dust, pollen, even pet dander so you can breathe easier. Your home, your family, and yes, even your pets will thank you. Stay fresh this spring. Call Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning today. Listen, we don't have a campy jingle or a clever catchphrase. We are Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning. That's what we do.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our conversation with Cecil from the Pokagon Band of Potawatomi. Last month when we left off, we were discussing the Pokagon Band's ancestral lands in the region and how much that area covered. If you're interested in hearing part 1 of our discussion, you can go back to last month's episode on our YouTube page or find us on Spotify under Hello Niles. So now let's jump back into it.
Back to that big region you were talking about. What's kind of interesting to me is that it is such a big geographical region, but you have so many. You have marshes, you have plains, right? You have all these different landscapes, which it seems to me important for a people to thrive. In any given region, you need variety and resources and things like that. So explain to me again about they're settled in this St. Joe Valley region. River Valley region, and around what year is that estimated to have been, and then what did that look like after they kind of got settled?
All right, yeah. So we settled in this region sometime in the 1500s, more towards the late 1500s. We actually, in the middle 1600s as well, were pushed out of the state completely. When the Europeans started coming in, they started working with the fur trade, specifically the British working with the what would be known as the Iroquois Confederacy. Okay. So if anyone's ever heard the Iroquois Indians, that's not a specific group of natives. That is a whole confederacy that speak a language called Iroquoian. Okay. But that includes like the Mohawk, Onondaga, the Haudenosaunee, the Seneca. There's a handful of them, I think 6 or 7. But they wanted to monopolize the fur trade coming through this region. So as the British were moving and they were running out of resources out there because they were selling so much to get guns and other resources, they kept pushing westward. And sometime in the mid-1600s, they actually pushed most of the states or most of the tribes out of the lower Michigan. Wow. Our tribe settled up in Wisconsin by other tribal, like the other Potawatomi tribes, as well as being near the Meskwaki people, Ojibwe people, Odawa people. That is where we first met the French people. That was our first European contact. We had some people, it was French Jesuits that were coming through the area, coming through Canada. They were looking for the fur trade as well as for tribal nations to help convert to Catholicism. They were French Jesuits, like I said. We see some baptismal records from that time period, mid-1600s, but throughout these baptismal records, the working with the French, working with the other tribes, we actually banded together to help push the Iroquois back out of the state. And sometime around the late 1670s, we settled back in the Niles, Michigan area again.
Wow. Okay. So that's so interesting that there's that. That mentality of I got to get mine, right? And so you have that Iroquois Confederacy that kind of, but it's all about survival, right? Kind of like the name of the game, or
it kind of is. That is a whole nother topic to go into as well. Is the influence of settlers and colonialism coming in. A lot of people like to talk about I'm going to get mine, mm-hmm. the war, like how tribes, even before Europeans were here, would war with each other and fight with each other. And while there is some truth to that, the type of war and type of battles that were led once we started seeing the influence of these, people coming in is vastly different. We start to see more wars of genocide where we start to see tribes literally being wiped out. Right. That was something that was unheard of before that. Tribes might have fought each other, especially when you're looking at two different language groups and everything. But a lot of times it was more, 2 or 3 people die. We're going to come kidnap 2 or 3 to replace them, back and forth stuff. Okay. Not this sweep in, kill everyone or get out kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that is a whole that's a rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe one of these days we'll start that series. Because it's all terribly important to understand our history. So 1670, you said you're back in this region, and so then for a time, is there any sort of stability for the people here, or is it just once you get back, then there's just still an influx of these traders and European influences?
Yeah, we come back in 1670s. Here in Niles, they actually have I believe it's near the Fort St. Joseph Project area, there's a monument to a Father Claude Allouez. Father Claude Allouez was the first European that we consider to have come into the area. If records that I've read hold true, he's the one that named the St. Joseph River the St. Joseph River, because he allegedly arrived here on the first day of the St. Joseph feast in the Catholic religion. So it was pretty much almost immediately. And then we also see, the war with the Iroquois ends sometime around the early 1700s and almost immediate. So we're still in a warring state when we come back here. The tribe that settled here might not be fighting as much, but we see the French pushing eastward towards Detroit as well with us, and they end up forming, I think it's Fort Pontchartrain out there, now Fort Detroit they call it, but a lot of Potawatomi settled around there, so they were still pushing the Iroquois out. So 1700s happen, and then almost immediately the French get into a war with the Fox people in Michigan and the Great Lakes region, and we take part in that a little bit until we see that it's got this genocidal influence to it, and then we back out, and that's the first time up until we see, actually, no, I don't know if we had a time of peace after that, because we go from Iroquois War, Fox War, 7 Years' War, Pontiac's Rebellion, Revolutionary War, and then into the treaty period. Oh, wow. So I don't know if we've had too much time of respite since we moved back into the area.
So 400 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Right? And when you think about it in the timeline, it's like that is maybe 10 years here or there, and that's about it.
We'll go ahead and take a pause right here. Join us next month for this continued conversation as we discuss the treaties signed in the 1800s by the U.S. government and the tribes of the region, and the impact those treaties had on the Pokagon Band. Hello and welcome back. We are joined with some representatives from the Performing Arts Workshop, or PAW, which is an amazing local nonprofit that encourages students to get into the performing arts and helps them do that. And so why don't you two introduce yourselves?
Great. Thank you so much. My name is Danny Frenzy. I'm one of the executive directors of Performing Arts Workshops. I've been with the organization since about 2014, and I joined the executive team in 2017. And I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And we're also joined by
Daisha Amster. Hi. I am a PAW parent, and I am also on staff.
Well, again, thanks for joining us. And Danny, we'll start with you. If you want to, for those who don't know, kind of give us that high-level overview of what exactly PAW is.
Yeah, of course. So Performing Arts Workshops, or PAW, is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides experiences to youth ages infant through 12th grade throughout Southwestern Michigan. We offer summer workshops and performance opportunities to the youth in our communities that are accessible and affordable to all of our families. In our workshop, we provide high-quality instruction to our students in the areas of music, dance, acting, and even some visual art. Our most popular workshops are week-long intensives that end in a showcase performance of what our students have been rehearsing all week long with our staff. And that's kind of how we spend our summers with our incredible students.
And so, Daisha, you said you're a PAW parent, but you're also on staff. So kind of tell us your journey with PAW and why you continue to be a part of it with your family.
Yes. So I have 2 children who do PAW, and it's our favorite thing that we do together as a family. We just fell in love with the people, the staff, the kids, the culture, all of it.
When somebody signs up for PAW, like a new parent, what can they expect to see and do and experience?
You sometimes will get several emails, which are they're all very informative, and I highly encourage people to not skip that step. It has so much valuable information, and it just well outlines what to expect and what to bring and all of that. And then when you arrive, if you don't know anyone, you just become part of the family pretty immediately. So just be prepared to have a lot of people who are extremely excited about the week, and they will lift you up if you are not already there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and generally speaking, we have over the years it's morphed and shifted, but generally speaking, we have a 2-to-1 staff to student ratio. So a lot of times there are a lot of adults in the room, whether volunteers or staff or not, that really get to know our students on a personal level. Everyone is known by name, which isn't always common in organizations and arts organizations specifically like this, that we've just found to be really special with our staff taking the time to kind of do that and learn that. And then outside of that, the student experience, the student expectations, we take that very seriously as well. We have 2 rules at PAW, and we start every week by saying them. The 2 rules are be kind and participate. It's not about your skill level. We're all there to learn and support each other. And that kind of goes for students, but also for our staff members. I mean, we're all learning, we're all growing, and I think we're really transparent with our students and with our parents about that too. It's a very growthful environment and very supportive in that way as well.
And so you have some workshop dates for the 2025 year. Danny, did you want to talk about some of those and exactly, what they are and when people might want to sign up depending on the ages of their kids?
Yeah, so as I shared, we have workshop offerings for students infant through 12th grade, a lot of varying age groups, a lot of varying skill levels. We have a great workshop called Paw Prince. Those are our early childhood music classes. And so those this summer will be Monday, Wednesday morning classes, generally 30 minutes, very introductory, very base level for those young people who are just getting really introduced to music. So those dates are June 23rd and 25th during our week 1 of workshops, and July 7th and 9th during our week 2 of workshops. And again, that's generally ages 0 to 5, that really young group, early childhood. And then we have our next level of workshop. Those are our Paw Cubs. That's the early elementary interdisciplinary arts courses, generally for grades kindergarten through 2nd grade. That is a 2-day workshop, which is really big for these small minds, which is amazing as they're learning and growing. The workshop is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they spend a whole day almost with our teaching artists, July 8th and 9th. And then these young performers actually have a performance for this workshop, which is a really cool. It's a lot of times these young people, it's their first time on stage. I've heard the Paw Cubs kids say, "Oh my gosh, we're going on the big kids stage where the big kids are," which is always really exciting. And then our next level, we have one of our really big workshops called Paw Junior and Paw Senior. So Paw Junior is for grades 3rd through 6th. That's June 23rd through 27th. Similar to Paw Cubs, it's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and also has a final performance at the end of the week. And then the next level up from that, which runs at the same time as Paw Junior, is our Paw Senior workshop, which is for the older kids, the 7th through 12th graders. It's also 9 to 3, June 23rd through 27th, and also has a culminating performance at the end of the week. And then our final and our most popular workshop, this is my favorite workshop. It's the workshop I direct, actually. It's the Paw Musical Theater Experience. So this is for grades 6th through 12th, and the workshop dates are July 7th through 13th. Our students rehearse a fully realized production. We have full lights, costumes, sound, set. And then at the end of the week, we put up a fully staged musical and perform throughout the weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's very intense, but it is a lot of fun. And for a lot of students, having the experience kind of truncated into a week, it works really well for their schedules. Whereas sometimes with their school ones, they might not have the availability to rehearse something, months on end. Whereas this one's just a week long, boom, boom, you've done it, you did this great thing, and you get to feel proud of it. So
Awesome. Well, all right. You can find Paw on Performing Arts Workshop on social media or head to performingartsworkshops.org to find out more information or to sign up. Daisha and Danny, thanks so much for joining us and best of luck to you and all of the PAW students this coming year.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Charles. This was so much fun. Thanks for having us.
Hello and welcome back. We are joined by Bettina, who is on the Niles Main Street Promotions Committee and is also the owner of Bee Crafty in Downtown Niles. Bettina, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, but thank you for having me back.
Yeah, awesome. So we have some fun events coming up here in Niles, and April 11th begins the first of what we hope is many FriYays. So explain to us what people can expect April 11th for this first FriYay event.
Okay, yeah. So on April 11th, we will have a bunny hunt. So it's a scavenger hunt where you'll get clues to find the different bunnies located in the different businesses downtown, and we'll have some goodies at each station, and you'll get to take pictures with the Easter bunny at the very end and get another special treat.
Awesome. And so when the for the bunny scavenger hunt in each business, so participating businesses downtown will have something that people can find. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so we are actually hunting bunnies. So each bunny or each business will have a bunny that when you go into their business, you'll find that bunny, and then they'll give you a prize, a sticker for your participation. And then once you fill your card, you'll go back to the node and take your picture with the Easter bunny and turn in your card.
Awesome. I love it. And so you're on the promotions committee, and we've talked about this before, but the promotions committee is responsible for coming up with events and things like this to bring people downtown and to get them into businesses. If somebody's interested in being part of the promotions committee, can you tell me a little bit more about that? How can they become a part? When are your meetings?
Yeah, so we are always wanting volunteers. Of course, we are always needing volunteers. Volunteering would be including like coming up with ideas to happen for Fridays and other types of events like our fall festival and the Hunter Ice Festival and other events that we do downtown. The meetings are open to anyone, and they're the last Tuesday of every month at City Hall, third floor conference room. And if you want more information, you can reach out to me directly. You can get that information on my website. You can submit an inquiry right on there, so you don't have to jot down my email address right now.
Okay.
But that's beacraftybee.com, and then or you can just call me directly from our Google profile too.
Awesome. Cool. And so since I have you here, let's talk about Bee Crafty for a minute. What kind of fun things has Bee Crafty got going on for the springtime?
Oh, all kinds of things. We have crushed glass workshops. We actually are just now rolling out our hand building clay projects. So right now we're going to be making clay gnomes. We of course have our splash studio, which is our paint version of a rage room. So you get to throw paint at your friends, like a canvas if you want, with black lights and all the cool things. And then we also just have our regular pottery, painting, and other special events that we always have on our Facebook and our website too.
Cool. Awesome. Was there anything else you want people to know about FriYays or any other events coming up downtown?
Yeah, just make sure you follow the Niles Main Street page so that you can be in the know on all the cool things that we'll have going on this summer and beyond.
Awesome. Well, Bettina, thanks for joining us again, and we look forward to talking to you next time.
Absolutely.
Hello and welcome back. It is time for our Business Spotlight feature. This month we are joined by Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning, and we have John with us. John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And for those who may not know, tell us a little bit about Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning and what you guys offer.
So we are a family-owned and operated business here in Niles, Michigan, and we offer heating and air conditioning work in your homes, businesses, indoor air quality, anything that can help make your home more comfortable.
Awesome. And you say a family-owned business, which is awesome. How long have you guys been in business?
So we've been in business since 2006.
Cool.
My dad purchased a small local mom and pop shop that he had helped out here and there as needed, and was approached one day to purchase the business, and he took that leap, and here we are today.
Awesome. And so you guys have expanded in this almost 20 years that you've been in business. You have this awesome space here on South 11th Street. Kind of tell me about that journey and what people can find if they come to this showroom.
Yeah, so in our showroom we have several furnace and air conditioner options that people can look at, or indoor air quality products. We are currently in the process of adding a fireplace showroom. We do have a sister company, the Fireplace Shop, and it's all operated out of this building.
Awesome. And so kind of walk me through, you say like heating and cooling. People I think understand what that is. You have an air conditioner, you have a furnace. What's the indoor air quality? What does that entail for people who may not know?
The air in your home is typically around 10 times worse than outside air.
Oh.
So most of your time is spent in your home.
Right.
And the air quality in your home could affect your health.
Yeah.
And we offer solutions to improve that quality of air in your home.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we don't even think about it, but that air we breathe, then like that can lead to like allergy problems that may flare up, and we don't know why, but it's because of that air quality.
Yep, absolutely.
And so what are some of those solutions that you offer people?
We have humidifier options. We have purifier options that purify your air. Kind of helps kill bacteria and germs that are in your air.
And that's for businesses and homes?
Yep, that's right.
Awesome.
Yep, we offer solutions for both.
Cool. And so how long have you been working in this? Did you since you were a little kid helping your dad? What have you?
Yeah,
been?
so my dad has been doing heating and air my whole life. So I grew up around it, working on things, going on service calls with him. And then when he purchased the small company in 2006, for a short amount of time, it was just him and I.
Wow. Cool. And so now you have this incredible team that helps people. And so what do you think sets you guys apart, maybe from other companies in the area?
Yeah, we do have a great team. We've built the company on integrity and honesty and doing what's honestly the right thing for homeowners and businesses alike. And the team that we have has joined us because of that integrity.
There's the standard heating and air conditioning and things like that. Are there aside from people calling you right in the middle of the night or whatever, are there packages that you offer people like a membership or things like that? What are some of the variety of options that people have if they want to call you for service?
Yeah, we do have a membership package, and that will give people 30% discount on any repairs that are needed. Maintenance is a top priority. On maintenance of your equipment, just like you do with having your car tuned up.
Sure.
Your heating and air conditioning equipment requires the same attention.
Awesome. That's something I think a lot of people don't think about, right? The air conditioners are just supposed to run, or the furnace is just supposed to run, and they don't think about it until it's the middle of winter.
Yep, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
And so what are some maybe suggestions or tips you have for people? It's the season's changing, right? Finally, knock on wood,
yes,
right? The weather's going to be warmer.
Right.
What kind of tips do you have for people as we roll into this warmer season before the air conditioners fully kick on?
Yeah, you definitely want to try to run it ahead of time. Cycle your system, make sure that it is cooling your home before it's 90 degrees out and you're trying to run it for the first time.
Right.
Kind of jump ahead of it before you actually need it. We do that when we do our routine maintenances, air conditioning maintenances in the springtime. We are out there to see if there's any issues that may come up during the season. And indoor air quality is a big one coming into spring.
Yeah.
Your furnace blower runs with your air conditioning, and that is a higher speed than it's used during the heating season. So all of that dust that's collected in your ducts over the winter, now you got a faster fan running and blowing all that dust out. Okay. So indoor air quality is another important aspect in the spring.
Awesome. So what I'm hearing is I don't want to do any of that stuff, so I need to call you guys to come out.
Absolutely, we do it all.
Take care of it for me.
Yep.
That's awesome. What else? Is there anything else you want people to know about, what you offer or anything else?
Yeah, so we, like I'd mentioned, we have our sister company, the Fireplace Shop, which is growing in our area. It's in pretty high demand. People love their fireplaces, and I think something that folks may not know when they call Michiana Heating and Air Conditioning is that we are locally family-owned and operated. We do have many family members working within the company. Our community supports us tremendously, and we try to do everything we can to give back to our community. We sponsor many kids' sports teams, school activities, school functions. We're involved with the high school band and local nonprofits as well.
I love that. I mean, it's just so, especially nowadays, it's so great to call somebody and talk to an actual person.
Yes,
or send an
yes.
email and get a response from an actual person, right?
Yep.
And so I think that's huge, and it's great, and it's a testament to your work that you're able to do that in this environment that we live in now. So it's really, really cool to see that.
Yeah, actually, if problems arise in the middle of the night, we have a live employee answering the phones. It's actually my aunt. Answers our phones after hours, and you're always going to talk to a live person.
Awesome. And what's your aunt's name?
Michelle.
Aunt Michelle.
Yep.
Shout out to Aunt Michelle for doing
That's
the work
right.
after
That's
hours.
right.
I love it.
Yep.
Well, cool. And so if people want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Yep, they can give us a call. Phone number is 269-684-8778, or they can check out our website. It's michianahvac.com.
Awesome. And you're on your showroom's on South 11th Street here. What's that address?
It is 2439 South 11th Street.
Awesome. Great. Well, stop in, give them a call, check them out on the web. They're an incredible family-owned business here in Niles that have been doing an amazing job for 20 years now, and we look forward to seeing them grow some more. John, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, I appreciate your time.
Thank you for tuning in to this month's edition of Hello Niles. We hope you enjoyed our journey through the heart of this amazing community. Join us next month as we uncover more stories and special events from Niles. Until then, keep exploring and embracing the spirit of our wonderful town.